Bruns with Power Wrestling.
Hey, Christian.
Hey, how are you today? So, Dana is now being on NXT for about a year now, and we also add in the Mae Young Classic, and she's been doing great. You mentioned Jasmine and Marina, and there are a couple of great MMA talents out there like Matt Riddle and Tom Lawler, and they all seem to have really, talent for picking up professional wrestling easily. So is it something that you might want to look into more now in the future and might bringing in more MMA talent to NXT as well?
So, it's a funny thing. Like, talent or talent, and I don't necessarily know that it makes a difference. I think there's some MMA talent that make an easy transition to what we do. I can't say I've ever seen anybody pick this up from anything else as easily and as quickly as Ronda has. I think some of them make a very fast transition and it's easy for them to get. I think others struggle with it, no different than any other sport or athletic endeavor. So, we'll continue doing what we do, and that is looking for the best athletes and entertainers from around the world. Doesn't matter what sport or what athletic event or endeavor they come from. To me, if they show a propensity to this, they have a big personality and want to perform, then I'd love to give them a shot. So it's looking everywhere. I think you do see a lot more. It's a combat sport and it's a natural transition. I think for some people there's a lot of similarities. If you have a judo or wrestling background, like a Brock Lesnar or something, there's a lot of similarities to what we do. So it sometimes can be a natural transition. But I think you find a lot of people, because MMA has become so popular in the last 10, 20 years. You see a lot of people giving it a shot, but then also saying, well, I've done this a little bit. I'd like to try something else. I like to entertain and still be able to be a world-class athlete. So they come in and they give what we do a shot. It's no secret. We just had Cain Velasquez and some other people at the Performance Center, and it's all about people trying it and seeing if they catch the bug for it. This is one of those businesses, to me, WWE, where you have to love it to be really good at it. It's got to become your passion, because it's difficult. It's a lot of work, physically very daunting and taxing, and everything else, and the schedule and all of it. So you have to really love it. So you see some talent that come in and they give it a try, and it's they like it. Seems like something they'd like to do, but their heart's not in it. They'll never make it. The ones that really you see that light bulb go off shortly after they start, and all of a sudden it's everything to them, and it's a passion for them, and they love it. And those are the ones that will make it. Those are the ones that will put everything into it and really go the extra mile to make it. And those are the ones that will get to the top. So that's really what we look for, but it doesn't matter where they come from.
Yeah, one follow-up on the Mae Young Classic. Last year you released all the episodes within, I guess, 2 weeks, and it was really hard for fans to watch all the shows when they wanted to see the finals live after the SmackDown last year in Las Vegas. So how did this work out for you? I guess you get all the numbers, all the data, and you're going back to the weekly format now this year. Is it something that it didn't work out so good last year, or are you doing it now because then it will peak with the evolution and the finals going on there?
Yeah, luckily for me, analytics and numbers aren't my strong suit, so I let other people figure that out. But yeah, last year they chose to batch release it. I think it was an experiment to see how it did. I don't think it performed as well as people would have liked it to. I think, well, I shouldn't say it didn't perform. Over the long term, it did. There's a difference with the network, because when you put something out in its original airing, how many people watch it in that moment, and then how many people consume it within 3 days, how many people consume it within 7 days, and then there's kind of that big long tail of lifetime views, right? People will go back and, I'm sure this year, right before we air this Mae Young Classic, people will go back and watch last year's and kind of try to, I remember this, and go through it and try to catch up on last year's to get to this year. So, there's a long tail to those things. So we have a whole team of people that break down those analytics and say, let's do this, let's do that, here's where this should sit, here's the best lead into it, here's how we're going to do it. This it will, bracketology will start on the Wednesday, August 29th. So on the 29th, right when NXT is over, that bracketology will air, and then it will start weekly after that. And the show will air weekly after NXT. It's a great lead-in, and but again, it's not who watches it just in that first moment. It's the 3, 7, and then the long tail. So people with the analytics background, much smarter than me when it comes to numbers, make those decisions, and we just try to make the best content we can and put out the best cards and the best product. So where they put it is their call.
Perfect. Thanks for your time today, and very much looking forward to Saturday's show and all the great broadcasts coming up over the next couple of weeks.
Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody's time here today to talk about this. I always appreciate the interest in these calls and TakeOver in general. Appreciate the interest in the UK as we continue to build that brand there for not only the UK fans but fans around the world, because I really do think the style is slightly different, but I think it doesn't matter where you live, you're going to love that product. And then the Mae Young Classic, which I just for those who were there, can't speak highly enough of. It's going to be an amazing tournament that will lead to the Evolution pay-per-view on October 28th. First ever WWE Women's Only pay-per-view, which the finals will be there, and that will be spectacular as well. I can't wait. It's a really exciting time of the year for us with everything going on. But thank you all for your participation, and I will see you in Brooklyn.
Thanks, everybody. Some quick housekeeping notes. We will be doing another post-show takeover call. For those that are going to be in attendance that we've credentialed, we will grab you from your seats after the